On today's adventure, we tackle Silent Valley and Ben Crom Reservoir. The goal was to get some fantastic landscape shots, but as always with plans, they do not go according to plan. And as always, it's better to get out there and just create something. Kicking off our adventure, first of all, we're parked at Bloody Bridge, and we'd departed early enough in time to watch the sunrise at Bloody Bridge. However, with a wee bit of cloud cover that was slowly lingering on the horizon line, we didn't get that sun cresting up and out of the ocean. However, some of the photographs that I did manage to capture are quite spectacular. The first image here is absolutely fantastic. I love the sort of head that's hidden in between the two rocks, and it's capturing some of that early morning light. The second shot is again showing that sun has already crested the horizon, starting to burn up those clouds with a lovely orange glow. And finally, just a wee more contemporary shot where I'm accentuating these sort of oranges and pinks that are starting to pigment the sky, and it's really quite something to look at and behold. But that is not what today's adventure was about. This was just a little additional side project that we threw in on top of everything else. Silent Valley is a reservoir located in the sort of foothills of the Moure Mountains, and it's a nice little walk that you can do for a cost of $4.50 to get your car in. There's public toilets, picnic areas, and just a nice few places to play, as well as scattered with some little pigments of wildlife as well. The walk from Silent Valley Reservoir up to Ben Crom Reservoir is about 6 miles, but it is definitely worth it. We'd 100% advise to do this whenever you have enough light, because you don't want to be on the return journey as the sun is slowly setting, which I have been a few times before. But some of the views walking to Ben Crom Reservoir are absolutely fantastic. It's going to be the first composition of the day. It's a very basic shot, the nice sort of clouds. If there was a wee bit more cloud cover, it would actually change the outlook of this shot a wee bit more. But, sometimes you just work with what you have, and this is what I have. So I sort of want to capture smooth water at this moment in time, so we're going to drop down that shutter speed. Make sure that's nice and focused there. Don't forget to put our 2-second timer on, just so that we don't get any movement. And off we go. And this is the first shot. It's very basic. The mountains aren't really 100% in focus, but it's sort of nice to look at. You wouldn't mind having a cabin right beside this lake, out looking towards the mountain. Lovely clear blue sky with some sort of snowy white clouds encroaching in from the left hand side there. I didn't get my nice, tranquil, peaceful, flat and glassy surface on the pond that I wanted. And even though I tried with later shots, unfortunately the ducks came forward thinking I had food for them and completely ruined whatever calmness was originally on the water. Progressing on, this is probably one of my favourite shots of the day, and it was completely unintentional. We had this little robin friend who kept approaching us and following us along the 6-mile journey towards Ben Crom, and I managed to get him in his little tree as he was so eagerly posing to have his photo taken. And just as we go through, these are some of the images that I got along the way. The entire walk wasn't really a cinematic masterpiece to behold, and you will see some of the clips. You're just walking between this valley, and that's what's cinematic and fantastic about it, is that you're seeing all these different mountainous regions while you're on a nice level flat path. And some of the shots, they did turn out quite well, such as this one here with the snowy peak. The clouds coming in just to hide the top of the mountain just really has a sense of urge of wanting to go up and explore. And again, you can just tell this type of mood that it was that day as you made your way towards Ben Crom Reservoir. Another fantastic shot here is the two mountain peaks. First of all, this isolated peak, I think this works really great as a photo composition. So it shows the depth of field and the distance between you and this ominous snowy peak. And then again, side by side, another snowy mountain peak. And as always, whenever you turn round that corner and you see Ben Crom standing there before you as defiant as ever, it is such a reward to get to the end of that trail. Ben Crom Reservoir was built in 1953 and its river sources come from the Kilkeel River. The water volume held here is 1,700 million litres of water, which supplies the whole of County Down as well as surrounding counties and most of Belfast. And quite frankly, I don't think you can beat a site like this. From the simple water cascading down the front of this reservoir and down into the valley of Silent Valley, it's just something absolutely spectacular to hold, watch, and just be completely and utterly amazed by. And it's times like these that it really pays off to have a drone. I might not have the best drone in the world, but I guarantee you, unlike anybody else who's climbed up there recently, unless you have a plane or a helicopter, you're not getting these types of views. And on top of Ben Crom Reservoir, you have a great view of the valley below, and it's just honestly breathtaking. And as much of an annoyance it is that I didn't get any fantastic compositions or great landscape shots, you know what, the journey was worth it alone. However, I was very wrong in my assumption of not getting a fantastic shot, because this composition right here shows you the distance and the stretch of what Silent Valley has to offer. Imagine traversing these whole entire Moure Mountain ranges. It's something to really truly comprehend, and this shot here really does give a size and scale to how large this valley is, and bear in mind this is just a portion of what the Mournes has to offer. So even though I didn't think I'd achieved a great shot on my journey up to Ben Crom Reservoir, I think this one speaks for itself. Thank you for reaching the end of this short film. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as I have in the creation and making of it process. This turned out completely different than what I had expected originally whenever I started creating this video idea, but hopefully you've enjoyed the ride, you've enjoyed some of the photos that I've taken along the way, and enjoyed some of the storytelling elements. I hope to do a lot more of these in the future, and if you do want to see more of that type of content, then please feel free to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button because it really helps out the channel. As always, you can find me over on Instagram at Mr. Quinn Photography, and if you're posting some of your own photos and want to get them featured on here, then use the hashtag MrQPHOTOS, and I'll start trolling through that hashtag and finding some of the best images that are being used with that hashtag. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.